Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the 19th hole. We are live on In Between Media. We are sports, we are lifestyle, we're everything in between. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the whole channel, and jingle that bell for notifications. We have reached the Scottish Open at the Renaissance Club in the sacred ground of North Berwick, Scotland. You know what the worst part about Scotland is? It's full of Scots. That's why my family immigrated to the United States. So we're going to hit the Scottish Open. We'll talk a little bit about how the John Deere Classic broke our hearts, cost us money. Thanks again, Brian Campbell. We're proud of you, but we're also mad at you. We'll talk about it right after this. We have reached the Scottish Open, Conor. You know what that means?
I get to hear your accent all night?
No, just that one part. It was not good. So moving on.
I look forward to it every year.
Well, next week we get to do the Northern Irish accent, which is my other lineage. But I digress. Scottish Open, full field. All the top 5 golfers in the world are here. Most of the great golfers in the world are here. It's a great tune-up for the Open Championship. It's a great tournament because the one thing that matters is the weather. Who would have thunk it? We don't know what's going to happen because nobody can predict the weather in Scotland, especially along the North Sea. Conor, how are you feeling today? Is this a good day? Are we powering up? Happy Monday to everyone out there, right?
The best of Mondays. No, I'm feeling good. I'm gonna knock back a couple tonight, so those are always entertaining.
Hey, I'm gonna have to go get a glass while you're talking about the golf course here in a little bit later in the show. I'm opening up a bag of French fries right now, though, so I can't really hear you.
Well, last week you brought pork rinds. This week you got French fries. Love that.
Yeah, it's a paper bag full of French fries. I got the greasy stains all over it.
No, I'm riding high on life. So I played golf yesterday, and we all know that I've been just struggling this season. Started the day off not wonderful. I shot a 46 on the front, but after a quick hot dog and a couple of Coors Lights,
at the turn,
shot a 39 on the back. Got myself a couple of nice birdies. Putter was working out, so
he's not that bad. He's not that bad.
I felt like the golfer I can be, so it wasn't horrible.
Not horrible. That's golf, though. I'm glad you got off the rigor mortis turn that you were on there, showing up terribly for scrambles and just playing generally bad golf. I can't relate because I've been playing the best golf of my life lately, but I'm glad you're back because when we do eventually play, most likely here in NorCal, because I got some courses to show you, we're gonna have to play some skins matches. We're gonna have to do some match play. It's gonna be fun.
No, I'm looking forward to it. If nothing else, I hope I can beat you, because if I don't, Lord knows, never going to hear the end of it.
Ever.
And
I'll be setting up my own jokes about it forever and ever.
Yeah, it's something when you alley-oop yourself.
Hey, even Rosie agrees.
It's unbelievable. Got the dog against me, too.
Yeah, she's against anybody walking down the sidewalk.
No, thankfully mine's in check, but I am solo parenting tonight, so I'm waiting for my child to start screaming at me at any point. So
yeah,
if I have to step away, you know what happened.
Guess who's back again? Dee Dee's back. Tell a friend.
I have not seen Dee Dee in a minute.
We love you, Dee Dee. Welcome back. Thanks for joining the show. Yeah, Rosie knows that I got that dog in me. It's like, now that's my wife's dog that has adopted me as somehow the leader of the pack in this house. I can't believe it either. So
yeah, we just won't tell your wife that.
No, she knows. She's like, that is your dog.
Yeah, like, okay. I meant you being the leader of the pack in that house. We all know your wife runs that place.
Absolutely facts. I wear the pants, but she pulls them up.
Well, somebody's got to tie your shoes for you.
Oh yeah, I know. I got slip-ons, Skechers, baby, all the way. The Tony Romo and Howie Long commercials sold me. You mean I don't have to bend over or tie my shoes anymore? Sign me up.
I'll tell you what, I keep gaining a little bit of weight, man. I'm going to need those shoes. It's tough to bend over and tie my shoes.
Yeah, you're going to be John from Wall-E. Your little milkshake chair.
And right like that, I'm back down a peg or two.
Yep. What do you say we talk about the news in the world of golf, including public enemy number one to golf bettors, Brian Campbell?
Gosh, should have known.
Should have known. 400 to 1. All right. Let's address the very skinny short hitter in the room. Brian Campbell wins the John Deere Classic with an average drive of 276 yards. Shorter hitter than both of us won a PGA Tour event for the second time this season. He has no other finishes inside the top 20 this season. He hasn't even made half of his cuts, but he's got 2 PGA Tour victories. The first one crushed our dreams of Aldrich Potgieter in Mexico. And this week, a whole flurry of our picks were in the top 5 and top 10. And Brian Campbell beat all of them. More soup for you.
I mean, can we say that Brian Campbell's actually pretty good? I mean,
he is good when there's no danger off the tee because he is atrocious. Not just a short hitter. He has no idea where the ball is going off the tee, and he somehow completely he is the poor man's Brian Harmon if he had Jordan Spieth's game.
That is a really weird comparison, but I get it.
Yeah, it's Brian Harmon, right-handed Brian Harmon with Jordan Spieth's off the tee accuracy. He's a Houdini.
You know, what's interesting, though, for real, about Brian Campbell is this is another situation that we probably should have had him on the radar a little bit, because what we talked about last week a little bit was there was this huge narrative going around that, you can bomb and gouge this place. And it's like, yeah, not, historically, the data didn't really.
It just doesn't offer the advantage.
And so when you look at statistically what had happened here, Brian Campbell made a ton of sense. And I think in hindsight, we said the same thing last time he won. I mean, that's now 2 wins this season for Brian Campbell. Yeah, he finds a way.
Twice.
So
is he going to be our new boogeyman? Like we go to a weak field event with no danger off the tee. Are we going to just have to be like, let's bet the boogeyman so he doesn't steal our dreams and our sleep? I mean, that's how bad it's gotten for us betting against Brian Campbell in these types of events.
Well, he's just so steadfast. I mean, if you look at his 4 scorecards for the event, I mean, it was just consistent golf.
Consistent. Hitting snap hooks into the woods at 220 yards off the tee. And then he's hitting long irons into greens that other guys are hitting wedges into. And he's sticking the long irons. Or if he's a little bit off, his short game was absolutely nails. And nobody else in that field was even worried about their short game. They're worried about making a bunch of birdie putts. This guy's just out there like bink bonk, 3-4, 3-4. His whole card is 3s and 4s. It's frustrating.
That approach in the playoff too is exactly what he did last time. Just throws a dart in there and drains a putt. I mean,
his 3-wood went farther than his drive did.
Well, I can't talk too much crap about that. I've been known to do that myself on occasion, but yeah, no, he's I'm not going to be far away from Brian Campbell a lot of times when we've got some of these courses, to your point, where we can mitigate some of the off the tee game and focus on the approach, because he really he puts it together nicely on approach. The putter is pretty steadfast. So all the props in the world to Brian Campbell. 2nd win on the season. That's awesome.
On the other hand, there were some other names that did okay, better than we expected. Max Homa comes to mind. where I'll pat myself on the back for that top 5 finish. So thank you for the little bit of money you gave me, Max. But Max Homa on Sunday could not buy a bucket. And yeah, it was just too much to overcome his poor putting on Sunday. I was off the tee game, kind of got squirrely too. 3 bogeys on Sunday for Max Homa. Killed his game. Kurt Kitayama, shout out NorCal. I did a live bet on him on Saturday night. He was on fire starting on the 8th hole, birdie. He gets to the 10th hole, or no, 9th hole, birdie, 10th hole, birdie, 11th hole, sticks it to 3 feet, blows the putt. 12th hole, sticks it to 4 feet on a really nasty pin placement tucked behind a bunker, blows the 4-foot birdie putt. Then he makes 2 more birdies in a row. If he doesn't blow 2 kick in inside the leather gimmies on Sunday, he's in that playoff. I mean, how much rage, like when he missed the putt on 12, he about snapped his putter over his knee, and I was about to break my work monitor. I was watching the tournament at work on my monitor in my office, and I about picked it up and chucked it out of my office when he blew that putt on 12.
Well, somebody just needs to get your boy a couple of putting lessons or a putter fitting or something. Like, I mean, it's kind of unreal.
2 putts a combined 7 feet in length that would have possibly won him that tournament down the drain.
And what's weird about him too is we've seen him perform in high pressure situations. So like, I don't think that it's like a pressure thing. I think he's just that bad at putting. Like,
he's so bad. It's a stroke. I think he reads them fine, but he's pushing putts, pulling putts, leaving putts short, blowing putts past. It's just like, bro, figure out the putting stroke, because you're reading it fine. You can tell you're lined up right, but the stroke is bad. The stroke looks like Willie Z when he was coming off back surgery. Hey, Dee. Woo! Dee blessing us over here. If you know how to do super stickers and you got some extra coin, follow Dee's lead and hit that super comment button.
Yeah, Bo's got to eat.
I eat a lot. Look at the size of this guy.
On Max Homa, though, I mean, do we think he's back, or do we think this is just like kind of a flash in the pan? I don't know, man. I just know better than to trust Max Homa at this point.
I think it was a good opportunity for him to get some of that confidence back, because a lot of it's mental. Like he figured something out on a Wednesday night with his driver swing, where he was unloading his lower half too fast, and so he's spinning and pull hooking everything. And we saw that the last year and a half, basically, where Max Homa hit everything left off the tee and he couldn't figure it out. Well, it looks like he figured it out. Some of the drives he missed on Sunday were a little left, but it was more of like the cut didn't cut. It just stayed straight, which I think he can fix pretty easily. But him getting the confidence back in his driver, the rest of his game's strong enough. We've seen him win 6 PGA Tour events with the game that he has. If he can figure out how to get off the tee online, this is a dangerous golfer. And I think that the confidence boost that he got from a top 5 finish in any event is a good omen for Max Homa. I don't know if he's back quite yet, but it's a really good big step in the right direction.
Yeah, and I noticed something too with his iron approach play. Like, he looks like he changed his swing plane a little bit. He did. Like very like kind of stiff and like kind of swooping swing, and it looked more like he was hitting down, compressing the ball a little bit better. I think there were a lot of signs of life in the bits that I watched of him playing. I'm with Miller here. I don't think he's back. Feeling better though. Yeah, I would agree. So we'll see. I hope he's back, man. I like Max Homa as a human being. I really do. I think he's entertaining. I think he's got all the talent in the world. I hope he gets it back together.
Yeah, and if all it takes is to delete Twitter off your phone to get back in your career, then I guess that's what we have to do. But of course, none of us are actually going to do that. We're not going to say, "Hey, look at Max Homa. His whole career turned around by just simply deleting Twitter off of his iPhone." That's all you got to do.
I think my work would think I was more productive if I didn't have social media on my phone. I should try it. Let's see what happens. Go nuts.
I'm not gonna, so you go ahead.
Well, yeah, I mean, all in all, that event is that event. I don't know. I caught bits of it. It was fine.
Yeah. Moving on. We do have a great golf tournament this week, and I know Conor actually does want to wax poetic about the Renaissance Club in North Berwick, Scotland, along the North Sea. Let's hit the drop for Caddie notes.
I guess he had to get some food or something. He looked hungry. Anyways, so Scottish Open, Renaissance Club, North Berwick, Scotland, par 70, 7,237 yards, fescue fairways, fescue greens. This is a modern link style course with 3 par 5s, 5 par 3s, and 10 par 4s. So your mix of holes is a little different here. The biggest defenses are generally the deep pop bunkers that guard everything, the super long native areas. If you do not want to be in any of that stuff, it is a mess. And Bo already alluded to it once. It's a coastal course in Scotland, right? So the wind is all over the map sometimes. The weather patterns can change on a dime. But those are really your biggest defenses here, being a kind of a modern style links course. So you get a ton of rollout. You're usually hitting into very large greens, and they are fescue, which poses a little bit of a difference for a lot of these guys that aren't used to playing on a weekly basis. But all in all, this course, in my opinion, is very straightforward in terms of just don't get too creative, like crazy creative. All you're doing is trying to put the ball in a good spot, hit solid approach shots. If this place stays a little bit more moist and receptive, which it likely will, given how like the conditions are supposed to be, the weather really is not supposed to be much of an issue outside of Thursday. Thursday, we might see winds upwards of 20 miles per hour. But, I think this year will be a good year that we're going to probably see a lot of birdies. I think this course is very, very gettable as long as you play smart, consistent golf and bring your ball striking. This place is very gettable. So, fun tournament to watch. You'll have guys that are going to get themselves into plenty of trouble. So there's a lot of it to be had, but the cream probably is going to rise to the top here. Local knowledge is going to be helpful as well. So, that's about all I got on this one. But Bo, you anything to add?
I do. Imagine being a meteorologist in Scotland, because I checked the weather for North Berwick this morning, and it said all 4 days in the low 60s and sunny with no wind at all 4 days. I checked it again about a half hour ago, and there's a chance of rain 3 of the 4 days and winds of 15 to 20 miles an hour 2 of the days, Thursday and Friday. And as of Thursday morning, when they tee off, they won't even know what the weather is going to be on Thursday afternoon. That's how fast the weather changes in Scotland, especially on the northeast coast along the North Sea where they're playing this golf tournament. The weather changes minute by minute. You can get a summer squall with 40-mile-an-hour winds and torrential downpours, and then 30 minutes later, it might be sunny and calm. Nobody has any clue whether this is going to be a 23 under par birdie fest or a 7 under par basically grind like Xander Schauffele won in 2022. It could be one of those two things. It could be something right in the middle. We might get 2 days of crazy squalls and then 2 days of perfect sunshine. Nobody knows anything. And guess what? This golf course and the conditions are completely dependent on the weather. Don't we love it? Where you got to go out there and play golf regardless of what's in front of you, and everybody gets to play the same golf course in the same conditions, because it's all going to be wild and crazy. And this tournament is fun. The golf course is fun. The field is loaded.
No, absolutely. To your point on the weather, I've checked it a couple times today too, and it just keeps changing.
It changes every time.
I think that come Thursday though, it looks like it's trending towards being a pretty decent weather weekend.
I'm not going to say anything about the weather other than it matters.
It does matter, but yeah, I mean, it's probably a good call to check conditions and then lock your bets and lock your DFS lineups as late as you can, because it can have bearing on it. If it ends up that it's going to be good conditions, like I said, you're looking for the best ball strikers in the field. I mean, that's what you're looking for. So
going low.
That's all
I haven't
got
had scotch in a while.
I went
really good.
Yeah, poor planning on my part. All I had up here was the teeling, so we're hitting the teeling again.
That's for next week.
I'll come up with something. a little better than teeling for next week.
I just finished my bottle of Glenfiddich 12, so I'll have to get some more scotch.
I mean, we got to celebrate next week. It's in Ireland. Rory's going to win again. It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
I got some red breast out here that it's going to definitely come out next week.
Yeah. I think that's what we had at the Masters when Rory won, so probably crack it open.
That would be nice. What do you say, Connor? We bet on some golf. Are you ready? Are you ready to twirl the clubs and do the golf betting thing?
Take me to the promised land.
We do it every week.
It's the pancake breakfast.
Yeah, we do it every week. So everybody wants to know why my club twirl is so late on that swing. If you look closely, I'm aiming at that pine tree down in the middle of the fairway on the left side, and I hit it directly at that tree, and it didn't draw until the very last minute. Like at its apex, it turned over for like a 5-yard draw, and that's when I twirled the club, and I knew it wasn't going to smack that pine tree right on the fly.
Mine's from Colleton River, where they filmed The Legend of Bagger Vance on that Pete Dye course there, and it's kind of a hard dog leg left. I want to say it's like the 15th hole, and it's a blind landing, so you got to hit over all this beach like turf, and I hit this beautiful draw up over it. I mean, one of the best golf shots I've ever hit, and I'm just watching, trying to like pick a line on the hill so I know where the ball is once I get down the hill. And yep. I don't always hit good ones, but that was a good one.
I only hit good ones on film.
Apparently me too.
Yes. All right. Top of the board. Some guy named Scott Scheffler from Dallas, Texas is the betting favorite at plus 350. Hasn't shown the aptitude for links golf around and on the greens yet. Is he capable of it? Absolutely. But I think both of us are starting our card at plus 750 with a guy from Northern Ireland named Rory McIlroy, who won this tournament 2 years ago in a pretty much a butt kicking. He stomped the field 2 years ago, very nearly won. Top 5 finish last year when Bobby Mack took it down. This golf course is gettable, especially for somebody of Rory's length off the tee. And especially since he's got a really decent short game. A lot of people don't give Rory McIlroy credit for how creative he is around the greens. We remember his tie spinner shot he hit in the Ryder Cup last year or 2 years ago that absolutely blew everybody's mind, including the players that were on the course with him. That's the kind of thing that plays at the Renaissance Club, is if you have creativity and you have good soft hands to play these bump and run shots or these flop shots, depending on where you're at, where the pin is. Rory's got all that stuff in his bag. He grew up in Northern Ireland, for crying out loud. This guy's got the game. Plus 750 all day.
Yeah, you got to take Rory over Scottie here at double the odds. I mean, I don't think Scottie's any slouch on links.
Oh, no. He's not a slouch.
And I mean, 2 years ago, he finished third here. So, it's Scottie Scheffler.
Is he good? Is he good? Because
I've been told he's pretty good. But, the things about Scottie that a lot of times I think he gets too much credit for. Not the world's best sand player.
Nope.
Not the world's. It's not that he doesn't have a good wedge game and around the green game. It's just good. That it's not suited for this type of course. So
it's good, but not great. Like Like he's very adequate, especially in parkland style golf courses where everything's closely mowed or it's even. Like the red fescue at Renaissance Club might be matted down and it might be nice and poofy. You just don't know. And that's the thing, is that it's so unpredictable that I think Scottie is very much more suited for the manicured courses that are perfect in every way.
Yeah, I just think they suit his eye better is the long story short there. And again, not taking anything away from Scottie Scheffler, he can absolutely win this tournament. I mean, he is.
Nobody will be surprised if he does. We're going to take the double odds on the guy who is just better at those sorts of things, traditionally speaking, than Scottie is. He's been doing it longer. Rory's been doing this since 2015 at the highest level. Scottie just got here. Scottie hasn't been Scottie since 2022. That was when Scottie became a superstar on tour. Rory's been doing this for a decade, and especially links experience really matters. Like, even though this isn't a true links golf course, there's enough links elements to this golf course to put to the test your experience in getting around these types of golf courses. And Rory McIlroy has tenfold experience over Scottie Scheffler. Yep. Other golfers, the red X on your back, that Scottie Scheffler's got that every week. Rory McIlroy, I love it. What about the 2022 champion who's playing not great this year, but he's getting 20-1 odds, and nobody, and I mean nobody, has gained more shots, more strokes gained on the field in link style golf over the last 24 rounds than Xander Schauffele. Why is he 20-1, and why should we care if he's going to win this tournament? That's great for us. I'm going to be betting it 20-1. Are you interested, or is there something else that I should be looking at?
I'm going to take a pass on Xander. I just don't see it. I understand what you're saying with link style golf. Very, very proficient links player.
Because his short game's masterful.
But here's the issue here for Xander, in my opinion, is the par threes here are brutally tough. And Xander is 106th in this field for strokes gained on par threes. I think that's going to bite him a little bit. I think his overall form this year leaves a lot to be desired. And I don't know. I mean, his track record here, I mean, he won back in 2022, obviously, but 2023, 2024, not anything stellar. And then again, just looking at what he's done this year, I mean, he's right now kind of in the lower third of my model. I mean, he's 29th in overall ball striking this year. Bogey avoidance has been pretty good, but like as far as like the birdie or better rate, not great. The par three scoring that I talked about, not great. He's not very good out of the sand at all. I don't know, man. I like the number more than I like the player on that one.
Well, I'm going to be betting him. I'm doing it. And now that you said all these things that aren't good about him, I'm going to bet him even more. Just kidding. I already placed that bet. So that's
you're more of a Xander truther than I am, though.
I love Xander, especially on this type of golf course where, yeah, he can go low. He can, if the weather gets nasty, that's when he won in 2022. The weather was filthy gross, and he won at 7 under. He can win in so many different ways. He just got a solid all around game, and the number's great. That's a driving factor in differentiating. But I'm not in love with the other guys in this range. And I know that you like Bobby Mack to go back to back here. And that's a great play because he's playing great golf this year, 30-1. But you also got better odds on Sam Burns than me, which I'm really jealous about. How did you get 40-1 on Sam Burns? I'm already upset about it.
I wait a little longer than you do. I think it's because I do the show. I do my first show a little later than you do your first show. So, but yeah, so first off with Bobby Mack, like I think, to your point, having a good season, second at the US Open, 17th at the Travelers, his most recent starts, great history here, obviously. So I will go back to the well. I like that 30-1 number on him. And then with Sam Burns, I mean, I think both of us have been saying this for weeks and weeks on Sam Burns. I mean, Sam Burns rates out 5th in my model this week. Sam Burns is on a heck of a heater. I did wait to pull the trigger a little bit on Sam Burns and
He is, as of right now, still 40-1. So I lost $5 on the deal, or at least.
To be honest with you, I think part of that is some of the steam that is happening around. It looks like Oberg is getting the most.
Why? I don't understand that.
I really don't understand that either on this type of course. Oberg,
he's got no short game.
No short game. Notoriously struggles with his short game. And the other thing too is he hasn't been incredibly accurate on the other parts of his game as of late either. I mean, now granted, he's hitting it legitimate helipads to land his approach shots. So I mean, he ought to hit some greens here, but when he misses greens, I think he's going to have some trouble. So
lots of trouble.
Sam Burns, if you can get Sam Burns at the 40-1 that I got him at, like I said, 5th in my model, makes birdies by the bunches.
Great short game.
Great short game. And one of the metrics that does help here is 3-putt avoidance. And Sam Burns is number one in the field. Like I said, these are large green complexes,
giant
complexes.
They're slow too, slow and bumpy.
So I like a solid putter. And Burns iron game is a little suspect from time to time, but he's got it going right now. He's also a very proficient sand player. So 40-1 is a really, really good value on where Sam Burns is trending at.
I agree completely. We both have the same idea there. I like Bobby Mack, just not at 30. If Bobby Mack, who won't slip to 35, does, I'll jump on that. Moving on to the mid range, we are in complete agreement on one Harry Hall. I'm so aggressive on Harry Hall. I'm doing one ladder this week, and it's on him. 60-1 is a complete insult for a guy who has top 20 finishes in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 consecutive starts. I'm pretty sure that's good golf. And as far as if the weather gets nasty, he's got good form to get scrambling. If the weather's good, like it might be this week, according to Conor's meteorology report, Harry Hall makes birdies like no other. Like Harry Hall is a birdie making master. I just think that he's the perfect fit for this golf course. And at 60-1, I couldn't hit the button fast enough to bet on Harry Hall at 60-1. To elaborate on more of why you're also on Harry Hall.
To be honest, I can't go much more in depth than what you just said. I mean, the things we like about Harry Hall week on week, I mean, the guy can score and he can get scorching hot. I just talked about 3-putt avoidance. Harry Hall is number 2 right behind Sam Burns in that metric. Also, I've already talked about this a couple of times. Harry Hall is 3rd in this field for overall strokes gained on par 3s, which again, I told you they're going to be tough. We need guys that are very proficient in multiple different links. So love his par 3 game. Yeah. And then when you look at his overall ball striking, again, he's in that lower or upper third, I guess is a better way to put it. So I mean, he's not Scottie Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, Colin Morikawa in terms of overall ball striking, but he's definitely very proficient. The guy knows how to stick the ball close, and to your point, tends to be able to play okay in any circumstance. So.
It's in my model. It's 1 Scottie Scheffler, 2 Rory McIlroy, 3 Harry Hall. What does that say? It means I'm going to bet a lot on him.
Well, yeah, and an interesting thing in the modeling that we use is when you look at difficult scoring conditions and specifically high wind situations, he actually plays better the windier it gets versus even like calm conditions. He's almost a full stroke gain better. In windy conditions. So Harry Hall not only scores birdies in bunches when it's good conditions, he also scores birdies in bunches when it's bad conditions.
It sounds like he's going to be praying for another summer squall.
I love Harry Hall this week. And, I talked about it. One last thing to throw in, not only is he great at the 3-putt avoidance, but the around the green game, he hasn't lost strokes in over 2 months. His putter has been absolutely on fire. He's gaining an average of 4.1 strokes per round over his last 5 starts. There's just nothing to dislike about Harry Hall here.
So I am confused on your next mid-range pick. Tell me about Siwoo Kim, and why should I tail you if I was going to tail you on Siwoo Kim? Give me a reason, because I watched him last week. That guy could not buy a bucket on the putting green.
Siwoo,
We love Siwoo Kim, friend of the show, but that putting stroke is back cold again.
So with Siwoo, again, I talk about wanting elite ball strikers, which Siwoo Kim, even when the putter is cold, he is one of the best ball strikers on tour. Last week, despite losing 3 strokes putting, he still finished 11th at the John Deere. Rest of the game was absolute nails. He gained almost 6.5 strokes on approach. He gained 5 strokes around the green. So the putter really is what just did him in, because that around the green game was absolutely on fire last week. It was just couldn't get that putter going. What I like about Siwoo is he's got, he's been toying around with a few different looks on the putter. I think if we get him back to what he was using around the PGA Championship, Charles Schwab Memorial time when he was actually gaining, I think that might be the missing link here for him. But overall Siwoo rates out second in my model, and a lot of that is based around the scoring metrics, the around the green game, and the overall ball striking. I gave him a little bit of a pass on the putting. Even though he's losing strokes putting, he is 16th in this field for 3 putt avoidance over the last 36 rounds. The putter has been cold, but Siwoo is one of those players, man. If the putter gets hot, Siwoo can run away. I mean, it's that the rest of his game is really, really solid. So,
okay, well, that's great. I have one that I haven't talked about yet this season.
Can I do this since it's not audio?
What's that?
Can I go like this since it's not audio?
Yeah, I'm just on Siwoo. It's great to root for him, but I just don't see it on a links course. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. But my guy is 80-1, and we haven't talked about him this year on the show, even though we should have. He was the runner-up in Puerto Rico to our winner, Carl Phillips. Big money champion there for Carl Phillips. Rasmus Niergaard Peterson, 80-1, top 12. He was tied for 12th at the U.S. Open. He was runner-up at Puerto Rico. This guy has made 3 out of 4 cuts on the PGA Tour. His one miscut was at the PGA Championship. He is a really, really smart player. I think the all-around game, the short game, is really good. He doesn't come up in modeling because he doesn't have any rounds to put on there, but I'm going through his stats right now, and his results are great. It's just too good. 80-1 for the 26-year-old from Denmark. I think that he's a big game hunter. This size of field isn't going to be intimidating. Look what he did at the U.S. Open in really tough conditions. I think that this is a guy who very well could climb this leaderboard. I'm at least going to be putting a top 10 bet on him, but 80-1 outright for Rasmus Niergaard Peterson. That's the name we're going to hear a lot about in the next 5 years, like even as soon as next year, where he gets full status based on his performance this season. This is an up and comer. This is another rising star. There's lots of them in this field that we haven't said their names a lot of because of the DP World Tour. That's going to change. This Scottish Open is the merging of the PGA Tour and the DP World Tour. And a lot of the names that are going to be on the PGA Tour down the road are going to be in this field this week. And I think Rasmus Niergaard Peterson's one of them that we're going to be talking a lot about going forward.
I agree with you. And he's got a pretty good skill set for the course when you look at it. He's a very, very good sand player. So if he gets himself into trouble around the greens, he's good at recovering. He also, as far as DP is concerned, he's number 10 in the average strokes gained per week. So
good.
Seems very good. Very good scores on average. Very accurate off the tee. Driving, as far as you look at like greens and regulation, he's 10th on the DP World Tour for hitting greens. So the approach game is very stellar. To your point, it's really hard for us to compare it because it's difficult to get the
stats don't carry over
line up. But when you look at overall performance in terms of accuracy and around the green, which is what we think is important this week, I really like where he lines up. And to your point, very, very good prospect, having a great season. So I think that's a great number too.
Yeah, he's 82nd in the official World Golf rankings and very quickly climbing. He's a decently long hitter, about average length, kind of Scottie Scheffler length, around 302. But accuracy, he's 25th on the DP World Tour in driving accuracy and 10th in greens and regulation. That's incredible. And you said it already before, sand saves. Sand is going to be a big deal here. It's Scotland. There's sand everywhere. They're playing on sand that they just grew grass on top of. And he's 8th in sand saves percentage, and he's top 10 in just scoring average. Scoring average just a hair over 70. That's incredible. They play tough courses on the DP World Tour. Niergaard Peterson's a force to be reckoned with. 80-1. I'm all over it. You heard it here first. Right, Connor?
As we often are, first to the table.
Longshots. I like all three of your guys. I hope you know who most of mine are. I know you know who two of them are.
I do know who your guys are, and I do like all your guys too.
Sweet. So we're not in agreement, but our long shots are three. They're three apiece. Your first, kick it off with our friend of the show, who's coming off a very serious car accident and subsequent injuries. Bud Colley. Shout out Bud Colley. We love Bud Colley.
We do love Bud Colley. Bud Colley is another player that's condition proof a bit. Plays equally well in all conditions. Having a hell of a resurgence this year. Last week, I think where he fumbled, had he not, was on his approach game, which actually is typically really nails. So I think that bounces back here. He rates out 7th in my model for overall ball striking. So again, that's what I'm looking for. Ball strikers that make birdies. He's 7th in ball striking, 14th in birdie or better gained, 16th in avoiding big numbers. He also is a very prolific par 5 scorer, which is helpful here with the increase in amount of par 5s on this course. He's 110-1 for a reason. And some of the around the green game is a little touch and go from time to time, but over his last 5 starts, he's pretty much flat, which for Bud Colley is pretty good. And then again, he's a little Siwoo-ish. He's a better putter than Siwoo, but we do need the putter to be alive this week. And he's peaks and valleys with that thing. 1 week he'll lose 4 strokes, the next week he'll gain 3. Again, 110-1. He's priced that way for a reason, but he is having a very good season. Absolutely can fit this course if he shows up with his A game.
Agreed. I like Matt McCarty, and you like Jordan L. Smith. I like both of those guys, but I'm getting McCarty at 170-1, and I like Jordan Smith a lot, but 110 seems like he's getting a little bit more preference there. McCarty's playing some really good golf, very strong at the John Deere last week. Didn't get enough birdies on his card, but we saw the game. McCarty's a stud. Jordan Smith is a guy who might be a lifer on the DP World Tour at this point in his career, but he's doing so good. He's winning on the GP World Tour. He's doing top 5s and top 10s every week, it seems like. Englishman. I can't decide. I think Jordan Smith's a little bit better at this stage of his career, but he's also probably as good as he's going to be, which is pretty darn good. McCarty is a rising star, 170-1. I think I'll take the upside and the extra odds on McCarty, but man, that's a tough one because I really like Jordan L. Smith.
Yeah, I mean, I won't say anything bad about McCarty, but
yeah, you were just on him last week.
and I to be honest with you, I was really split on how to go here. You said we didn't have the same guys. He may get on the card before tee off on Thursday because I was right there and I'm very close. But the things that kind of tipped me in the Jordan L. Smith direction is just he's so accurate. And when I talk about needing solid ball striking here, regardless of the conditions, I mean, he is 5th on the DP World Tour in greens and regulation gained. He is 12th in driving accuracy. He's long enough off the tee. He's another guy that's right around that 303, 305 range. The putter is a little suspect from time to time, but outside of that, this is a guy that is 5th in stroke average on that tour. He's also at 23rd in sand saving around the green percentage. Jordan L. Smith, to your point, wins on the DP World Tour. And this is, a course that's going to suit his eye. These are conditions and setups these guys are used to seeing. He's coming off a 2nd at the BMW. in May. And, he's had decent performances elsewhere. Going back all year, it's just riddled with top tens. If you look at this guy's performances, Jordan L. Smith's a real deal. So, I think if this tournament was in America, not on a links course, I'd probably go McCarty, and I maybe still will, but I just had to make that decision.
And I really, really love your pick, for Hao Tong Lee. Hao Tong Lee is exciting, and not a lot of people have heard of this guy, but if you have time, go look him up. This guy can play. This guy is a birdie making machine. He putts the lights out. He's good. He's good. He's really solid off the tee. He avoids bogeys. Not the best around the green player, which is kind of concerning, but that's baked into 120 to 1. This guy can make him in bunches. If that weather stays mild this week, Hao Tong Lee is going to be there.
Yeah, Hao Tong Lee can get absolutely scorching hot on approach. And this year, currently, he's averaging 69 strokes around, which is
nice.
DP World. He is making birdies literally by the truckload, back up the Brinks truck.
He's a machine.
He is a machine. And Hao Tong Lee, again, not going to jump off the page, but Hao Tong Lee is one on both tours. Very good, very, very good player, very under the radar. This is, in my opinion, one of the most extreme values on the board.
Yep.
If you're not comfortable with the outright, which is, priced appropriately, go get yourself a top 20, go get yourself a top 10 even. Hao Tong is likely going to make some noise this week.
Yep. I'm going to wrap it up with a very, very long shot. The both of us know very well. Number one college player in the United States this year, David Ford from North Carolina. This kid is so talented. So talented. Is he going to make the cut this week? Who knows? He's 500 to 1 to win outright. And honestly, his upside's there. Like, this guy's he's a magician around the greens. That's why I like him. This guy won college. He won the college national championship because of his short game, because of the way he wizards himself around the greens. He's a really good off the tee player, accurate. His approach game is streaky, kind of like Lee. This is a fun player that we're going to be talking a lot about. David Ford, 500 to 1. What better way to wrap up the Scottish Open show than take the American college kid, the national champion, no less. This guy he's going to be a stud. He's the next Ludwig Oberg for sure. He's the next Carl Phillips, Michael Thorbjornsen. We're going to be hearing a lot of David Ford over the next 5-10 years, and they're fourth. But 500 to 1 at a big boy tournament. Let's go.
I got nothing to say against that. I love that. And that's that for sure is our I've done dumber stuff with $5 bet this week.
Hey, $5 pays 25 hundo.
Sign me up, my friend. Sign me up.
Yeah, David Ford. Remember that name. He's pretty well known in the golf circles because he's such a great college player. Just a wizard. I compare him to Phil Mickelson to Arizona State. Just dominant and a wizard around the greens. You got the hat ready?
I got the hat ready.
Hat. We have 3 minutes to do the hat. Come on, low number.
Holy shit. In the first time ever, the hat has selected number 1.
Scottie Scheffler.
Scottie Scheffler.
The hat picks Scottie Scheffler.
You got to get a new hat.
Hey, draw another one just for the without Scottie Scheffler markets. But that is the first time that the hat has pulled anything in the top 2, I think.
Holy cow. The hat picked number 4. The hat's out for blood this week.
The hat thinks the favorite's going to win. You're not going to believe this, but we did not talk about my number 4. And I don't even know what his odds are.
Harry Hall.
Your number 4 is Harry Hall. Harry Hall's my number 3. And I have to look up the odds for this guy because I didn't even notice him at 4, surprisingly. Okay, drum roll. I got to keep going down and down and down. Do you know the odds on Chris Gotterup?
I can find him really quick for you.
I'm still going down. He's number 4 in my model. The hat, this is the ultimate hat pick, is the random guy at number 4.
He's 7,100 on DK, which means he should be around the 100 mark.
I can't even find him.
Good. Oh, there he is. 80.
80-1, Chris Gotterup. Yeah. Number 5 in strokes gained par 4, 5th in driving distance, number 1 in strokes gained off the tee, number 2 from tee to green. He's got a really decent short game, not the best putter.
12th in the field for overall ball striking, 16th in bogey avoidance, 29th in around the green,
21st in birdies,
18th in bogey avoidance. Yeah,
solid Gotterup. So if you see Chris Gotterup make some noise this week, you can thank the hat.
Dude, the hat is out for blood. We got Scheffler, Harry Hall, and Chris Gotterup. Nice work, hat.
Love to see it. You love to see it. All right. Next week, we're going to Royal Portrush in Northern Ireland. Are you excited? I'm excited. It's the Open Championship.
Another Rory McIlroy win coming up.
I hope so, because we're going to be betting on him. From Conor Coughlin, I am Bo McBrayer. Join us next week for the last major of the year, the Open Championship from Royal Portrush in Northern Ireland, home of Rory McIlroy. It has been fun. We'll see you next time.